Hi friends, it's Rebecca Halliday from readingrebels.com, and I just wanted to give you a little glimpse into my lessons for those of you who might be curious as to what kind of things and what kind of activities do we do during these video lessons. So I'm just fresh off filming a Magic E lesson, so the Magic E or the silent E syllable type. So behind me, you'll see, so I'm in my classroom and I've got a boogie board. And so I wanted to show you some really important elements. This is also for people who are wondering about buying the book. This is the book on the screen behind me. This is a page from the book. The program that I am bringing to you is meant to be very simple. There are some really unbelievably fantastic phonics and phonemic awareness programs out there that target the skill of decoding, and they are, teams of scientists and designers and researchers and all those things, and those programs are wonderful. What my program is aiming to do is to reach the very busy parent, the very busy teacher who doesn't have time to implement or get the training in OG, and they want something quick and easy and effective. That's what this is, my friends. So you'll see here, there's a few elements where I introduce the pattern. So last week we did A space E, and I always start out with a new phonogram. And we kind of explore, what do you notice? What do you see? So in this one, for example, is that we see that there's an E at the end of all of these words. And then I'm noticing, oh my goodness, they all have an E before the final vowel. Okay, so then I reveal, dun, 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 it's Magic E, or the silent E syllable type is the language I like to use. And I really encourage my students to use that kind of language. And then I show them the pattern. So this is how we write the silent E syllable type. And I say E space E really means that little space that you see there. That is for a consonant. And they've learned all about what consonants and vowels are previous to this. And then we brainstorm and think together about what are some Magic E or silent E syllable type words. And then I invite them to get out their sand trays at home. So I'm coaching the kids at this point in the videos to go to pause me. And I always say ding-a-ling-a-ling. And that means to pause me and go get one of their sensory writing tools that they should have at home. And then they go and they come back and we brainstorm and write the Magic E pattern. So I will say, all right, let's do this together. And I would take a boogie board or a sand tray. Right now, I just have the boogie board in my hand. So this is what I would say. Okay, guys, I want you to write E space E, E, right? And then I'll say, okay, let's write the word Eve, Eve, Eve. And they should be doing this at home with my coaching on one of their cool sensory things. And I have a video for them in the membership of what that is. And then we go on to the next thing, which is our reading. And the idea with these videos is that a helper, an EA, an auntie, an uncle, whoever's helping them will take my lead. So I'm introducing the concept, and then they can pause and do little chunks, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day. Then we get into reading what this is all about. So I have very simple, these are actually from the book. And I say, go to your page in this book. But even if you don't have the book or you don't buy the book, I coach you to pause me, and I always do a freeze frame face, and to zoom in on my real and nonsense word lists. And then we read the sentence together, and I have them choral read, or that means reading with me. And then they practice this over and over and over again until they get it. And then here's what I think is really magical and so essential. And if you are a person at home that has the book, please don't skip this part. In here in this little box, it says circle the verbs, box the nouns, star the adjectives. We also do a huge lesson on what are, and we review it every lesson. What are adjectives? What are nouns? What are verbs? And then they go through here and they find examples of nouns, verbs, adjectives. And then here's where's another powerhouse element of just this one page is define or illustrate the meaning of the word Eve. So what I get these guys to do is to have their own special little book from the dollar store or wherever that is fuzzy and glittery, and they start collecting words because readers have got to have a vast vocabulary of words that they know and can use. So what I coach them to do is in this one it says, define or illustrate the meaning of the word Eve. So I say, okay, go get your special book, write the word Eve, look up what it means, and then do a very simple definition that you understand. Don't just regurgitate or copy the definition of the word Eve. Talk to your helper at home, auntie, uncle, EA, teacher. Write the definition down, voice dictated on a device if you are a dysgraphic or struggling writer. Write it down in your book and then do a little drawing. Eve, do a little drawing, and then use that word in your speaking and listening all week until you just know it and you can use it. And then that builds their vocabulary. So the book and the word lists in the book have many different purposes. And then the other thing you'll notice is there is a area here for timed repeat readings. And I coach them to say, depending on where they're at, just start with the real word list. Then, and time yourself and see how long it takes. Then add the nonsense word and the real word list. And then if you're really advanced and ready to rock, time yourself reading real, nonsense, and the sentences. So I just want to show you really there's so many layers to what you can do with these pages, and they are decodable, which is what the science of reading will tell you is what is essential, not leveled, not predictable text. We want decodable text. So then after we do that, we do a blending drill, and I guide them through blending nonsense words, and I get you to pause and then figure out what the blend is once I give you the sounds. Once we're done our blending drill, the end of our lesson comes, and then it's a dictation. And I move them through what's called what says, SOS, and then a sentence dictation. So the what says is what says ah, and they have to write and know that, and they will have known this because of our lesson, that the short A sound says ah. And in this case, what says E? Well, I know that long E says E, and now I know because of my lesson, when I want to write the E sound, I can write that E space E also says E. So I guide them through that. And then last but not least, we do a full sentence or two dictation where I write the sentence down. For example, if I said, Steve is at a theme park. Okay, so I would dictate it out loud, and at home I coach them to write it. And then I say, okay, ding-a-ling-a-ling, pause me, think about what I said. And I say it slowly. Steve is at a theme park. And then when they're ready, I say, okay, and I show them this. And at home, I say, now I want you to go in and correct if you didn't do a capital for Steve. And then I want you to go in and correct if you haven't put a period at the end of your sentence. So there's all kinds of opportunity in these video classes for dictation work and blending and segmenting. And it's really a packed powerhouse membership. And there's over 18 lessons in the membership. So there's close to 20 hours of content just in level 1. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse into, that's not how it all works, but that's a big chunk of what we do, and a little glimpse into the lesson. And of course, I end every lesson with, okay, love you, bye. And I love you guys too. Thanks for listening. I'm Riverbend Reba. ReadingRebels.com is where you can find this magical goodness for any struggling reader who needs explicit, systematic phonics in their lives. And I think I'm coining this new thing just for me. This ain't your grandma's phonics. Phonics can be fun, okay? I have a gangster chain up and a whistle here to prove it. Bye.